I like the fact that we're very competitive. We've had some very competitive practices. A lot of kids, competing for, we got a lot of position battles going on, compete for starting spots, compete for spots on our depth chart. We like our overall depth, on both sides of the ball and special teams. I got quite a bit of experience coming back from last year, which is always a plus. And also at the same time, we got a lot of new faces to Friday night. So it's an exciting time of the year. I know for most kids, it's also a nerve-wracking time of year. Coaches, fans, parents. But we've kids have been working hard. They've done what we've asked of them on the practice field. Start to feel a sense of bonding and developing as a family, which is what this program is about. So it's been fun to watch them.
When you practice this week and harp on certain things, what would they be to combat what Leo does well, and what are some of the concerns that you have entering a game like this against a quality opponent week one?
We talked offensively. We got to protect the ball. Got to find a way to run the ball, keep their offense off the field. They can be explosive. When you got athletes like Brock Schott, Landon Hapner, among many others, in a really stout offensive line. You prefer them not to control the ball all night. So we got to find a way offensively to control the tempo of the game while taking care of it, and not just moving the chains, but capitalizing on scoring opportunities. They're very stout defensively, particularly up front. Across the board, they're big, they're fast, they're physical. In the back end, you've got a ball hawk in Hapner that can cover for mistakes. He just roams the field, gets the football, finishes. So we have our hands full on the offensive side and the defensive side. So with that said, special teams, we talked to the kids that they have to be special. We've years prior. It seems like we've gotten off to maybe a slower start in special teams. I'm looking back the last 3 years. I think we've given up some kick returns for touchdowns in the first few weeks. So you can't let that happen. You got to make things happen yourself on special teams. And if you can do that, if you can make something good happen, something great happen on special teams, you're gonna have just a much better chance of winning the game. So. Obviously, playing fundamentally sound, getting the football on defense, gang tackling is a priority, but just managing the emotions of the night is going to be crucial as well.
The last time we saw Bishop Luers, you were hoisting a state championship down at Lucas Oil Stadium, 12th in program history. These guys being a part of that last year, how much can they carry over from that in terms of momentum, in terms of maybe the guys that didn't play as much, just seeing what it looks like to play postseason football and make a deep run to Lucas Oil?
A couple things about that. When you go on that deep of a run, the young kids in your program get a lot more experience.
Yeah.
For many of them, 3-4 more weeks of experience playing football. Whether that's on the field on a Friday night or if it's on a scout team getting the varsity team ready for Friday night. So there's a lot to gain from that experience. And then with the kids coming back, they were on that field last November, end of November. There's just overall, it seems to be a little bit more confidence in this group. Maybe even a little bit more swag. I don't know. Hopefully we can control that part and still play disciplined football. But yeah, I think the confidence and the extended season, that's benefited our kids without a doubt that are coming back from last year.
Swag aside, how much are you looking forward to this coming Friday? It's going to be our Highlight Zone game of the week. You kick off a new season. You're the reigning state champs. This place is going to be filled. What are you most looking forward to, and what do you think Friday night's going to be like?
It's going to be loud. Leo's community is so supportive, probably as much or more so than anybody in the area. So we know that they're going to be deep over there on their sidelines and their crowd. I imagine we'll have a big crowd as well. So having that, it's kind of got the vibe of Week 1, 2021 when Carroll opened up their new stadium, and there was a huge crowd that night. I expect that Friday will be electric like that. And then just, ultimately watching these kids, watching them put all their work out there into a meaningful game. These are kids that, as I said, they're super competitive, and at times it can be somewhat overwhelming how competitive they can be. We got to dial them back a little bit at times. So they're ready. they're ready to play for something and get a chance to hit somebody else.